Okay, picture this. You're standing in front of a doorway, but it's not a normal doorway. It's carved right into this massive rock face. Leads nowhere, or well, nowhere obvious anyway. And its size, its design, it just makes you stop and think, you know? This isn't some prop. This is the real deal, the doorway of Aramu Muru, or the Puerto de Hayumarca.
Right, deep in the Peruvian highlands.
Exactly. Near Lake Titicaca, which is already a pretty mystical place, about, 22 miles from Puno? In the Hayumarca area.
That's the spot. And it really is striking.
It is. It's huge, like 23 feet tall, 19 feet wide, just this flat rock face. But then there's this perfectly carved inner alcove, maybe 6 feet high. Looks exactly like a smaller door inside the bigger one.
That doesn't open.
Nope. Solid rock. Just the idea of a door. So the big question for this deep dive is why? Why would someone carve this incredibly precise, massive doorway into stone if it goes nowhere? We're going to unpack all the theories, local legends, Stargate ideas, even alien stuff and whispers about secret government interest.
And it's fascinating because this isn't just some, local oddity. It really taps into something deeper, doesn't it? This human fascination with the unknown, with hidden places, maybe other realities.
Totally.
It sort of challenges what we think is possible. And that's why exploring this, I think, is going to be really compelling for you, our listener.
Okay, so let's start with the name itself, Aramu Muru. There's a legend behind that, right?
Oh yeah, a big one. It's kind of the foundation story.
Tell us about Aramu Muru. He was a priest, wasn't he? From some ancient tradition.
That's right. Some stories say Incan, others connect him way back to, Lemuria, that legendary lost continent, supposedly a really advanced civilization.
Lemuria, wow. Okay, so what did he do?
Well, the story goes that thousands of years ago, he was fleeing something, maybe the destruction of his homeland, maybe invaders, and he carried this incredibly sacred object, a golden disc.
Right, a golden disc.
Yeah, described as holding the power of the sun itself, even called a key to the stars. Sounds pretty important.
Definitely sounds like more than just a shiny plate.
Right. So he's guided by visions, travels all the way to Lake Titicaca, and eventually finds this specific stone doorway we're talking about.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I bet.
This is the climax. So Aramu Muru takes the golden disc, and apparently there's a small circular depression in the rock face, right in the doorway structure.
Oh, like a keyhole.
Sort of, yeah. The legend says he placed the disc into that depression, and then, the doorway didn't physically swing open. Instead, a tunnel of blue light reportedly appeared within the stone frame.
Blue light, wow.
And Aramu Muru just stepped into it, vanished. Gone from this world.
Where did he go, according to the legend?
That varies. Some say the realm of the gods, others say another dimension entirely, or maybe even into the hollow earth we hear about sometimes. But the key part is he left this world forever.
And the doorway.
Ever since then, the belief is it's been, silent, waiting, just sitting there.
A tunnel of blue light. That detail feels so specific. Does that pop up anywhere else, like in other myths around the world?
Not quite in that exact way, linking a disc to blue light in a stone door.
Oh.
But the idea of light itself being a portal or a sign of the divine, that's definitely a theme you see across many cultures and spiritual traditions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It sort of taps into that shared idea of the unseen world being revealed through light. But what's really interesting here is that this isn't just ancient history or myth.
Right, you mentioned people still go there. It's not just ruins.
Exactly. Local shamans, spiritual folks, they still hold rituals there. They call it Puerta de los Dioses, the Gate of the Gods.
Gate of the Gods, okay. And what do they experience?
They talk about really palpable sensations like feeling a strong energy coming from the stone itself. Some report having visions, fire, stars, that sort of thing. Or even a feeling of being pulled, like physically drawn towards the rock.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and some even claim that if you press your forehead right against that smaller inner door part, you can feel vibrations or see flashes of light behind your eyes.
Okay, that's pretty specific. Harder to just brush off.
It is. And look, you could say, maybe it's psychological suggestion, the power, the place, the belief.
Sure, the setting is powerful.
Definitely. But it's not just the shamans.
Yeah.
We hear similar things from regular tourists, travelers, people who maybe weren't expecting anything.
Like what?
Similar stuff. Sudden, unexpected visions, stars again, or tunnels. Using strange sounds like humming or buzzing coming from the stone.
And
really intense feelings, sometimes overwhelming sometimes just deep profound peace. So it makes you, our listener, really wonder, doesn't it? Is that all just in the mind, triggered by the atmosphere? Or is it some kind of proof that this doorway actually resonates with some kind of energy we don't understand?
And have there been even more, dramatic claims recently?
Oh, absolutely. We've heard stories not just from locals, but visitors too, about actual glowing blue light seen inside the alcove. People supposedly vanishing for moments during rituals, then reappearing totally dazed.
Vanishing?
Yeah,
Seriously?
that's the claim. Or even seeing a distinct figure, made of light, sort of man-shaped, that just dissolves right in front of them. Wild stuff.
Wow. Okay, that ramps things up quite a bit. These experiences, the energy, it makes you think about the location itself. Why there, near Lake Titicaca?
That connection seems crucial, doesn't it? Lake Titicaca isn't just any lake. For Andean cultures, it's one of the most sacred, most mysterious places imaginable.
The Incas believed their gods came from there, right? Viracocha, into the sun god.
Exactly. They believed it was the literal birthplace of their primary gods, the cradle of their cosmology.
So placing a gate of the gods nearby makes a certain kind of sense.
It really does. And Lake Titicaca has its own deep mysteries, beyond just the Inca legends. People have talked for centuries about hidden temples, entire cities submerged beneath the water.
And that's not just legend anymore, is it? Haven't they found things?
They have. Divers have actually discovered complex submerged structures down there. Ruins that suggest quite sophisticated civilizations, possibly even predating the Incas.
Whoa. Okay, so if Titicaca really was this ancient center, maybe the birthplace of gods, or a hub for lost civilizations.
Then you start asking, could the doorway has been like a ceremonial link? A portal connecting those people directly to their gods, or maybe connecting them to whoever or whatever gave them their knowledge in the first place. The location feels deliberate, purposeful.
Have those underwater finds told us anything specific about the doorway itself? Any direct links?
Not directly, no. It's more about context. Finding those advanced ruins under the lake just strengthens the idea that this whole region has layers of history, layers of mystery we're only just scratching the surface of.
Right. It adds weight to the possibility that something really significant was going on there, maybe involving technologies or understandings we don't currently possess.
Precisely. Which leads us right into the really, well, let's call them the wilder theories about Aramu Muru, the ones that get the most attention.
Okay, let's go there. The ancient Stargate idea.
That's a big one. The theory that this isn't just symbolic, but an actual portal, a way to travel instantly across vast distances, maybe even to other worlds, like we see in science fiction, but maybe rooted in ancient reality.
And proponents point to the design.
Yeah, especially that smaller inset door. Some say it looks uncannily like depictions of Stargates found in completely different ancient cultures, Mesopotamia, Egypt, places like that.
Interesting comparison. And the golden disc legend fits right in.
Perfectly. Was it really just a sacred object? Or was it maybe some kind of technology? A key, perhaps? Like a control device needed to actually activate the doorway. Makes you wonder.
It does. But playing devil's advocate, what would a more mainstream archaeologist say about the design, the symmetry, the precision? Is it really unexplainable without aliens?
Well, a traditional archaeologist would likely point to the incredible skill of ancient Andean stonemasons. I mean, the Inca and pre-Inca cultures were absolute masters of working with huge stones, achieving astonishing precision without modern tools.
Like at Sacsayhuaman or Machu Picchu?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they might argue it's a stunning example of that skill, perhaps intended as a grand ceremonial entrance, deeply symbolic, meant to evoke the power of the gods or the connection to the spirit world, even if it didn't physically open. A representation, not a machine.
Okay, that's the conventional view. But then there's the other side.
Right, and you have to admit, the alien hypothesis slots in almost too neatly sometimes. If you think about Eric von Daniken's whole chariot to the gods idea.
Ancient astronauts influencing human history.
Yeah. That framework suggests many ancient marvels were built with extraterrestrial help or technology. So you look at Aramu Muru, the perfect symmetry, the weird energy reports, the legend of a golden disc activating a light portal.
It sounds like
alien technology described in mythological language, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe this was some kind of transport hub for beings traveling, well, through space, or maybe even between dimensions.
And it's just inactive now because we lost the key or the power source.
That's one line of thought, yeah. The technology is broken, or the key, the golden disc, is lost. Which also ties into another really out there theory, the hollow earth idea.
Yes, the Earth isn't solid, but has worlds inside.
That's the concept. vast inner realms, maybe inhabited by lost races, advanced beings, who knows? And Aramu Muru vanishing into another realm, well, that fits perfectly, doesn't it? Maybe this doorway is just one of several entrances into that inner world.
It's amazing how these theories, even the really out there ones, kind of feed into each other. Advanced tech, hidden realms, non-human influence.
It definitely speaks to a desire to find extraordinary explanations for extraordinary things, doesn't it? When something is this old and this mysterious, maybe mundane answers don't feel satisfying.
And it's not like this is the only false door in the world, right? You mentioned others.
Exactly. That's a really crucial point. Aramu Muru isn't totally unique in concept. Think about ancient Egypt. They carved intricate false doors into tombs.
Believed to be for the spirit, the Ka, to pass through.
Precisely. For passage to the afterlife. Then you go to Tiwanaku in Bolivia. Not far from Titicaca, actually. More mysterious stone gateways there, like the Gate of the Sun.
Right, incredible carvings.
And even over in India, you find ancient caves and temples with carvings that look like doorways but lead nowhere. Again, often believed to be divine portals, passages for spirits or gods.
So the big question is, what do we make of all these parallels?
That's the core interpretative challenge, isn't it? Are these all just independent examples of symbolic art? Powerful ways different cultures expressed ideas about spirituality, death, and the divine, using similar architectural metaphors? Or could they be something more? Remnants of a lost global tradition, perhaps. Maybe even a forgotten portal technology. It really pushes you to think about the ancient world being far more connected, maybe far more advanced than we usually imagine.
A global tradition of portals. The implications of that would be huge.
Absolutely enormous. It would basically rewrite huge chunks of ancient history, suggesting global links, shared advanced knowledge. It turns these monuments from just symbols into potential tools. It's a massive leap, but you can see why the idea is compelling given the similarities.
And then there's the whole modern layer of mystery. You hear whispers, conspiracy theories.
Right, the idea that maybe someone knows more than they're letting on.
Like governments. People point to the fact that the Peruvian government has fenced off parts of the site. Officially, it's for preservation.
Which sounds reasonable on the surface, but
if it's just an interesting unfinished carving, why all the fuss? Why the secrecy?
Exactly. It fuels the speculation. You hear these whispers locally, stories of secret excavations happening, maybe at night.
Really? Secret digs?
That's the rumor mill. And more dramatic stuff, too, claims of military sightings. Helicopters seen hovering over the site. Reports of foreign researchers showing up under tight security. Areas suddenly restricted even more.
That does sound suspicious if true. Like Area 51 kind of vibes.
It definitely feeds that narrative. Why the heavy security around a rock face? Some theories even link the site to those ideas of global energy grids. You know, ley lines.
Invisible lines connecting ancient sites, carrying Earth energy.
That's the idea. Could Aramu Muru be a key node in some kind of larger network of power points across the planet? And maybe that's what the secrecy is really about, controlling or studying that energy.
Okay, the plot thickens. Helicopters, secret digs, energy grids.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It definitely adds layers to an already deep mystery.
And if we go even further back, beyond the Inca, beyond even Lemuria maybe, there's Atlantis.
Ah, yes. The ultimate lost civilization connection. There's definitely a strand of theory that tries to link the doorway to Atlantis.
How does that work? Aramu Muru wasn't Incan, but Atlantean.
Or maybe Lemurian, yeah. The idea is he was a survivor, escaping the cataclysm that destroyed his homeland, which was far older and more advanced than the later Andean cultures.
Okay, so in that version,
the golden disc he carried wasn't just sacred. It was a piece of remnant advanced technology. A key, maybe, to operate something left behind.
and the doorway itself.
It could have been one of several escape routes. Think about it, if your highly advanced civilization was collapsing, maybe you built emergency exits into hidden sanctuaries, perhaps inside the Earth or even other dimensions.
Wow, escape hatches.
Exactly. And that connects right back to those persistent stories about hidden cities under Lake Titicaca. Maybe they weren't just Incan myths, but echoes of these much older Atlantean or Lemurian refugees and their hidden bases. So the doorway becomes less a spiritual portal, more a survival mechanism from a forgotten age.
That puts a whole different spin on it. From a gate to the gods to a lifeboat from a lost world.
It really does. It adds this layer of ancient urgency, of desperation almost to the whole story.
So we've covered legends, modern experiences, stargates, aliens, Hollow Earth, global networks, Atlantis. It's quite a range. But beyond all these let's call them external theories, there's something else going on, isn't there? Something psychological.
I think so, definitely. The image itself, a door leading nowhere, yet somehow promising everything that resonates really deeply with us, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like a symbol of pure potential. What could be behind it?
Exactly. We humans, we seem to just crave the unknown. We want to believe there are secret places, hidden realities, ways to escape the ordinary, maybe find answers to the big questions.
And Aramu Muru is like a perfect canvas for that.
It's like a mirror of that longing, as you put it earlier. It reflects our own hopes, our own desire for something more, something hidden, something transformative. You stand there, and even if your rational mind says it's just rock, some part of you wonders, what if?
It's that what if that keeps drawing people in, I suppose.
Absolutely. But then you have to ask, turning it back to you, our listener, what if it isn't just psychological projection? What if all our myths, all these stories from around the world about magical doorways and portals, what if they actually come from somewhere real?
Like a folk memory.
Yeah, like a deeply buried memory passed down through millennia of technologies or even realities that our distant ancestors actually glimpsed or interacted with.
Yeah.
What if that deep human craving for something more isn't just fantasy, but an echo of a truth we've forgotten?
That's a really profound thought, that our myths might be echoes of lost science or lost worlds.
It shifts the perspective entirely, doesn't it?
So wrapping this up, what is the doorway of Aramu Muru? We've explored so many possibilities. A sacred Inca site, a portal, an alien Stargate, hollow earth entrance, Atlantean escape route.
It could be any one of those, or
Yeah.
maybe elements of several, or perhaps none of them are quite right.
The honest answer is we don't know for sure, but what we do know, what seems undeniable, is that people experience something there.
Yes, that feeling, energy, mystery, maybe fear, maybe awe. It's like the rock itself hums with secrets it's not quite ready to share.
Perhaps that's the point of these ancient mysteries then, not necessarily to give us neat answers.
I think that might be closer to the truth. Maybe they're not puzzles to be solved definitively. Maybe they're there to remind us that the world, the universe, our own history is far stranger, far deeper, and infinitely more mysterious than we usually allow ourselves to believe.
To keep us wondering.
Exactly. To keep us asking questions, pushing boundaries, expanding what we think is possible. So the doorway of Aramu Muru stands there, silent, carved into the cliffs of Peru.
Just waiting.
But maybe, just maybe, it is waiting for the right person or the right key, or maybe just the right time. And if or when that happens, perhaps it will open again, not just into rock or light, but maybe into a completely new understanding of everything.